guys, I am a registered nurse and I have been for 4 years. Currently, I am working on my master's in family nurse practitioner. So my journey has definitely had its ups and downs, and I really wish that I would have had someone to tell me what I would have to expect. So from the information and experience that I have, I want to give that to you so you can be successful in your career to become a nurse. So anyone who's interested in nursing, who may be, in high school, who's interested, who may be in college, who's going through nursing, or who may, have gone to school and not really know what they want to do and ready to go back to school, this is the video for you. So basically, my story began where I did biology pre-med. I attended Dillard University for 4 years and did biology pre-med. I then graduated and I was wanting to go to medical school, but I decided I didn't want to do medical school a little later on. But upon my path of discovery, I took the MCAT and I didn't do well the first time, so I decided to do a master's program in biomedical sciences. So I completed that course. I've completed that master's program, and then I took my MCAT while I was doing the master's program, and I did okay on it. But I decided, well, I did much better than I did the first time. But at that point, I was really tired of school, and I really didn't see myself doing another 4-year program at that point. So I didn't want to pursue my medical career further, as far as medical school career further. So I worked for a little while. I thought about what I wanted to do. I was thinking about dental school. I was thinking about physician assistant. I was thinking about public health. I really didn't know what I wanted to do at that point, but I didn't give up. And so my sister, she's a nurse, and I started thinking about nurse practitioner. So I started doing my research and stuff like that, and I was just like, I really think nursing is my calling, because I really still love the human body, love the sciences, love, wanted to help people out and wanted to work in the medical field, but not necessarily be a doctor. So I felt like a registered nurse or a nurse practitioner would be the best bet for me. So I went on ahead, and I had already taken basically most of my prereqs for nursing school with my 4-year degree, my 4-year biology degree, and my anatomies with my biomedical sciences degree, because it was a concentration in anatomy. So I went on ahead, I took my TEAS test, I applied for a nursing school, and I got in. But little did I know that this was going to be a very turbulent 2 years of my life. So now I get to the point of where I will talk about what you have to do to be successful for nursing school. So the first thing you have to really do is to buckle down and get ready to study. And when I say study, I'm not saying that you're studying with the TV on, or you're studying while you're watching TV, or you're doing you're pulling all-nighters and thinking you're going to pass tests. No, studying in nursing school is a very regimented thing where you're going to have to study daily. And I would say, to be realistic, you're probably going to study between 3 to 5 hours a day. And that's just realistically. You're going to, in nursing school, you're going to have a test every week. It's going to depend whether it's med-surg, whether it's pharmacology, whether it's patho, when you're taking psych, whether it's psych, whether it's mother, baby, peds, either or, you're always going to have a test once a week. And so you're going to want to have a very regimented study schedule. And what I would also suggest is finding a group of people to study with. That is very important, because what happens with study groups is that one person might not know something where another person will know. So one person will bring one thing to the group, another person will bring another thing to the group, a third person will bring a third thing to the group, and we all combine knowledge and study together. You're getting something from this person that you didn't have before. You're going, then after that, studying, and you can be successful on the test. So that's the first thing, is definitely having that regimented study schedule and to get with a study group. The second thing with nursing school is to figure out how you learn. So a lot of people do not know how they learn, and they don't get that strength, and that's how they aren't successful. So there are a lot of people who are auditory learners, while they can hear something and remember it. Some people are visual, where they take notes, they draw, they have to see it in front of them. I'm someone like that. I have to take a lot of notes, and that's the way I get the information. Some people, and also auditory people, they're good with able to like recording a lecture and listening. Then they can come back, take notes, and you know, go from there. Or there's some people who are hands-on learners, and these hands-on learners, they do better more so in clinicals because they learn by doing. So it just kind of depends on knowing what kind of learner you are, and then honing in on that strength. So definitely try to figure out what kind of learner you are. Okay, so that's the second thing. So one is a regimented study schedule. Two is to figure out what kind of learner you are. Third is try not to work during nursing school. I unfortunately did not have the pleasure of not being able to work during nursing school, because what happens is if you get a second bachelor's degree, that means that financial aid, you use a lot of your financial aid the first bachelor's degree. So they're not going to give you a whole bunch of financial aid because they figure, oh, you should have figured it out the first time. So they decide not to try to give it to you. So anyways, that's what happened, and I was only able to get $12,500 a semester when I was doing my second degree. And also I was out of state. I came from out of state because I was a resident of Mississippi at the time, because I was living in Mississippi before I went to nursing school in Georgia, and I had to pay out of state fees, so that made tuition much higher. So that was a factor. So I did have to work, and I worked in a pharmacy, which was really good. Okay, and because when I took pharmacology, that helped me because I knew a lot about the medicine. So I would say do not work while you're in nursing school, but if you do have to work, these are the jobs that you should work. One, a nursing aide. Now everyone can't do a certified nursing aide, because sometimes you have to do like 3 to 6 months program to become certified. We all can't do that. But what you can do is you can work as a nurse extern, and that's basically where you go to the hospital, you're trained, you go through orientation, and you work right with the nurse. So you can do that 2 times out of the week or something like that, or 3 times out of the month, whichever way your schedule works. And this is where you're shadowing a nurse, seeing her pass out meds, seeing her interact with her patients, seeing how the hospital works, or be it if you're at a nursing home, seeing how it works. And that way you're getting experience of how to be a nurse. So when you get out on the floor as a new nurse, you're not confused and don't really know what to do like some of us were. So that's one job you can do. Another one is you can do a nursing assistant, where you can work as a nursing assistant at a nursing home, and you know, learn hands-on. You're able to ambulate with patients, feed patients, change linen, seeing medication administration, probably learning how to do some techniques such as like enemas or feeding, tube feedings, things of that nature. So nursing assistant is good, and a lot of times if you do work as a nursing assistant in nursing school, the nursing home can certify you as a nursing assistant, so you can get your CNA. Another thing you can do with another job you can do while you're in nursing school is a sitter, and I did do that, where you sit with the patient, and when you're sitting with the patient, you can do things such as vital signs. You can give the patient medication. You can learn how to turn the patient, ambulate with the patient, do range of motion exercises, different things like that. So those were some of the things that I did while I was in nursing school. I did sitting, and also I worked in a pharmacy, like I said previously, where I learned a lot about medication, and I learned about different things with insurance, different things with the doctor's office. So those are some of the things that I did do. So that is definitely a good idea if you have to do it in nursing. If you have to work while you're in nursing school, those are the best jobs to do. But if you unfortunately can't, you know, you still have to make ends meet. You still have to pay bills. So if you do have to work, work. But like I said, you want to make sure you carve out time to study. So the next thing to do, I would say, with nursing schools to be successful is to be hands-on in clinicals, people. I cannot stress that more. Being hands-on in clinical is so important, because the thing about it is that in clinics, this is what you're going to be doing when you get out of school as a nurse. And I mean, I understand there's the book, the book says this, the book says that, but when you're in front of that patient knows nothing about that book, knows nothing about how things are supposed to be. This is real life, so you need to get that real life experience. So I say all that to say this: when you go to clinicals, you want to find a nurse. Do not be shy and say, is there anything I can help with? If that patient needs water, bring that patient water. If that patient needs to be turned, turn that patient. If that patient needs to be clean, clean that patient. If they need linens or towels or a shower or anything, do that. You want to see and do as much as possible. I was really fortunate enough when I was doing my clinicals, where we would go to different rotations in the hospital while we were doing our clinicals. So one week we might be in the OR looking at a surgery. Another week we might be in the we never went to the ICU. We might be in PACU. Another week we might be in the beginning of the admissions part of the OR, where they're starting the IVs. Things of that nature. Another week we might be in wound care, seeing wound changes and stuff like that. So you want to participate in everything you can do. You know, you want to shadow that nurse. If the nurse allows you to give meds, you know, give meds. If they allow you to start an IV, go in there and start that IV. Do not be scared, because you don't have a license yet. You're working on a nurse's license, so there's no way you can lose your license at that point. So if you're able to do it, if they give you the green light, do it, because there's a reason for it. There's a purpose. So definitely go on ahead and be very hands-on in clinicals. Do not be shy. Do not be afraid. Of course, be safe. Ask questions if you have to, but definitely be hands-on. The next thing I would suggest is joining like a nurses honor society or something like that while you're in nursing school, because these organizations have a wealth of information if you do need them once you become an RN or a nurse, anything like that. It can help. It can be a networking process. Definitely it looks great on a resume. So definitely just trying to join like a nurses honor society, things like that will definitely go a long way and help you out. The next thing you want to do while you're in nursing school is to network with the nursing department, the people who work there. Speak with your teachers. Talk to your teachers. These people are here for you. These are the people who you need to go to if you need assistance with studying, if there's something you don't understand, if you need to vent, if just anything. These are the people who are there to help you. So make sure you utilize them, because they are a source of information. They are there to help you, to get you along the way. I know I was always in my one of my teacher's office that taught pharmacology. I was always in her office. Can you tell me what I need to study? Can you tell me what I need to focus on? Can you tell me what's important? Can you tell me how you would study for this test? Or how did you study for a test? They will tell you. It's not like you're cheating on a test or anything like that. You're just trying to get, because these are the people who are making your test. So they're going to tell you, okay, this is probably what you need to focus on, or this is what you need to read, or this is how long you need to be studying in a day. So definitely utilize your nursing instructors, because they will definitely help you out. Okay. So those are some of the main things that will allow you to be successful in nursing school. I mean, I'm not saying that it will not be hard or anything like that, but it will definitely guide you along the way and make it easier for you, because like I said, there's so much that you don't expect and don't know once you hit nursing school, and it's so much easier to be prepared or to talk to someone who has gone through nursing school or something like that. So for all who's out there who's watching, I'm going to leave my information in the description box as far as my email, where you can contact me. And if you have any questions as far as how to study for the NCLEX, how, study tips for nursing, different books that are helpful, things like that, definitely email me, or you can even message me on Instagram. If you can follow us on Instagram, DM me. I have all types of information, and I definitely don't mind helping. So you can use me as a resource. I'm all about empowering, uplifting, motivating, and seeing the next person make it so we can all have a seat at the table, okay? So it's not about me just getting on and everybody else being like, oh, whatever. No, come along for the ride. Let's do this together, okay? Let's network and let's make some money together, okay? So definitely. And also, okay, so once we got through nursing school, right? We passed, we graduated, we're like, whoa, we're nurses. No, you're not a nurse yet. You have to pass that NCLEX, okay? So let me tell you about the NCLEX. Don't listen to anything you've heard about that NCLEX. Do not listen to the people talking about, oh my God, it's so hard. Oh my God, you're going to get those questions, the select all that apply. That's going to be 80% of the test. Do not listen to them. Everyone's NCLEX test is different, okay? There is no one NCLEX test that is the same. So do not listen to any of those naysayers, okay? I was so nervous before I took my test. I studied for 3 months because I felt like once I got out of nursing school, I was like, I don't know anything. Oh my God. But guess what? I went on ahead and I studied because I still had to work. I still was doing my pharmacy job. I had to work. So what I went on ahead and did was I was like, I'm going to study for this test. I want to make sure I study. So I studied for 3 months, and I studied every day, and I studied for at least 4 to 6 hours a day. Every single day I studied. I utilized my HESI information, and I utilized Kaplan. And when I tell you, spoiler alert, everyone, please do the Kaplan test prep review for the NCLEX. That was the main thing that helped me pass that course. Okay, so this is the book that I am referring to as far as the Kaplan content test prep for NCLEX RN. And this book is amazing. So with my program, what we did was we paid for it with our tuition. So it was about $765. I'm sure you can pay for it out of pocket, but I'm telling you, people have to stop thinking, oh my God, it's almost $1,000. That's so much money. This is money to invest in yourself. People invest in eyebrows, in hair, in these wigs, stuff like that, and you're paying much more money in the long run. So for $765, don't quote me, but that's how much it was with when I looked at my tuition breakdown for my Kaplan prep course. And that's not a lot of money to pass the NCLEX, because you're going to be making way more than $765. I mean, your first check is going to be way more than $765 if you work it right. So, your first check as an RN. So that's nothing. So basically, with this course is what we had a week of a instructor come and basically teach us. No, we had about, it was like I want to say it was like 3 days where they came and they talked to us and they taught us and they went over content and they went over strategies and stuff like that. Well, before we took the course, we did a test, and then after the course we did a practice test. And so then after that we were left with content. So we had a variety of tests, prep tests to take, and we had this content book with all of the body systems and things like that, and it gave us strategies for how to answer the questions and things of that nature. And when I tell you, the there were some questions on the test prep that I literally saw on the exam. I do not know how they do it, but this is a wonderful book. It simulates the exact same environment, the same type of test. You might think, oh my gosh, I'm not really doing well on these prep tests. Like, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, if you're making at least a 70 or 80% on those prep tests before you take the NCLEX, you're going to pass, because those prep tests, they simulate the exact NCLEX. When I tell you, I literally thought that I failed the test because, one, I only got like maybe, I had 120 questions. I only got like maybe 5 to 7 select all that apply questions. All of my questions were single-ended questions, and I literally thought the test was too easy. I had to fail. So I was already thinking of my plan B of what I was going to do. Since I didn't pass the boards, I was going to have to retake them. And when I saw the pass 2 days later, I was like, oh my gosh, I passed, oh my goodness. So I said all that to say is, do not listen to what people say about the NCLEX. Do not believe when people are saying the NCLEX is so hard and the NCLEX is impossible and these horror stories. If your test stop at 265, you failed, or if your test stop at 75, you passed. No, like I said, every test is different. You can't just say, oh, I got this one right, my last question I know I got wrong, so I failed. No, it's not like that, because I could have sworn I got my last test question wrong. I even looked it up and I was like, oh my god, I have to have gotten it wrong. I actually got it right. Well, I don't know what I got, but I know I passed it. So, passed the test. So, you can't just say, oh, I got my last test question wrong, so I know I failed it. No, it's not. That's not true. So, please just know to prep for the NCLEX. Do not listen to anything anyone says about the NCLEX as far as how hard it is, or you're not going to pass, and all this and that mumbo jumbo. Take your test, breathe, pray, and then click on your pass or fail, and hopefully you'll pass. So that leaves us now to me being in nurse practitioner school. Nurse practitioner school is just going to be a short spiel. Has been a lot easier than nursing school. I did it part-time because I do work full-time as a nurse, or for the most part of my nurse practitioner school career, I worked full-time as a nurse. Sometimes I work part-time because it's hard to do full-time and part-time. So I did part-time school, part-time work a lot of the times. But the nurse practitioner program has been, to me, much easier than my nursing program because I've been more financially stable, and I'm not having to figure out, okay, I need to fix this on my car, I have to catch a ride to clinical because my car isn't working, or where was my next meal going to come from because No, I'm much more financially stable since I'm working as a nurse, so that was a big factor. Then my program is online, so it's basically kind of like you make your schedule. You know when you have a test, you know when you need to study, when you know when this assignment needs to be turned in. So that is definitely the easier part, as well as a lot of this information that you're seeing, again, you already know because you've been practicing. Because I practiced as a nurse for a year before I got into the program. And the clinicals, as far as with nurse practitioner clinicals, they are more so where you have to like get the information from the patient, and you have to figure out, do your assessment, figure out what you think is going on, and then figure out your plan. So you're going to see that so much, because with this program I'm in, we're doing like over 700 clinical hours. So you're going to see enough patients to know something when you start practicing as a nurse practitioner. So even with nurse practitioner clinicals, you just jump in there. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to touch. Do not be afraid to ask. Do not be afraid to do what you have to do so you can learn. So I'm just really, really excited. Almost done with this journey that started in 2012 with me applying to nursing school and then beginning nursing school in 2013. I finished in 2015, in December of 2015. Been working as I passed my NCLEX February 22nd of 2016, and 4 years, just a couple of days ago, I made 4 years being a nurse, began my nurse practitioner journey in August of 2017, and I'll be done in May of 2020. And I'm just so excited. I'm ready. I'm just ready to just help people out, give you the knowledge that I have, and extend a helping hand to whoever needs help. So I know this video is a little long, but if you're ready to try to go on this nursing journey, you can do it. You see me, West African girl from New Orleans, who did it. You can do the same. Peace, love, blessings. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe below.